What if I told you that your pain was never a punishment? What if the ache in your chest, the weight in your heart, and the struggles you've endured were not signs that life is against you, but rather gentle whispers trying to awaken you? Pain is not your enemy. In Buddhism, pain is seen not as something to run from, but as something to learn from. It is the doorway to wisdom, the path to liberation, and the very fire that forges peace. This is the story of how you can turn your pain into peace through the timeless teachings of the Buddha. Let's walk that path together. 1. Understanding pain, the Buddha's first teaching. The Buddha's very first teaching after his enlightenment was on dukkha, a Pali word that's often translated as suffering or unsatisfactoriness. He didn't begin his spiritual path with miracles or philosophies. He began with this simple truth. There is suffering. It's the first noble truth, the foundation of all Buddhist practice. We suffer, we hurt, we grieve, we experience loss, illness, betrayal, aging, loneliness. Even pleasure doesn't last, which causes even more suffering. But the Buddha didn't stop there. He also taught, there is a cause of suffering, there is an end to suffering, and there's a path to that end. This is what gives Buddhism its incredible power, not just identifying pain, but showing us how to transform it. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Buddhism invites us to ask a more liberating question. What can this pain teach me? The nature of attachment, why pain persists. Why does pain linger? Why do some wounds remain long after the moment has passed? According to Buddhist wisdom, the answer lies in attachment. The Buddha taught, attachment is the root of suffering. We become attached to how life should be. We cling to people, to outcomes, to control. We say, I shouldn't have lost them. This shouldn't have happened to me. I can't live without this. And every time reality doesn't match our expectation, we suffer. But the pain itself isn't from the event. It's from our resistance to it. This is a crucial insight. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. You will feel sadness when you lose someone. But if you cling to the idea that they should still be here, you add an extra layer of suffering. Letting go isn't forgetting. Letting go isn't giving up. Letting go is the act of saying, this hurts, and I accept it. I don't resist it. I learn from it. I release my grip so I can breathe again. Mindfulness, sitting with pain without judgment. One of the most powerful tools in Buddhist practice is mindfulness. Mindfulness means sitting with your experience without judgment, without clinging, without running. When we experience pain, our instinct is to escape. We distract ourselves, numb ourselves, or push the feeling down. But Buddhism says, feel it, be with it, welcome it like a visitor. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha says, as a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, so the wise are not shaken by praise or blame. We become that solid rock by developing awareness. Try this. The next time pain arises, instead of pushing it away, say, I see you, pain. You are here. Let me sit with you. Breathe. Feel where it lives in your body. Observe the stories your mind tells around it. This simple act of watching without reacting begins to untangle the suffering, because the pain was never asking you to solve it. It was asking you to witness it. Impermanence. Everything changes, even pain. One of the most liberating teachings of the Buddha is anicca, impermanence. Everything changes. Nothing lasts. Your joy will fade. Your sadness will too. Your victories will pass. So will your failures. No matter how deep the wound, how strong the emotion, it will shift. Buddha taught, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. So when you're in pain, remember, this too will pass. Just as a thunderstorm gives way to sunlight, so too will your suffering fade. No feeling is final. In your darkest hour, whisper to yourself, this is not the end. This is a passing cloud. I am the sky. Loving kindness, healing begins with compassion. Pain often leaves us bitter, angry, closed off. But the Buddha taught a radical way to heal, loving kindness or metta. This is the practice of sending gentle, kind, healing thoughts to yourself and others. Even those who've hurt you, even those you've lost, even your own wounded heart. Begin simply. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from suffering. Then slowly expand it outward. May they be happy. May they be safe. May they be free from suffering. You're not denying the pain. You're bathing it in compassion. And in that compassion, something begins to melt. Walls soften. Scars become bridges. You begin to trust life again. The power of acceptance. Peace without control. We try so hard to control life. We think if we just do everything right, we can avoid pain. But Buddhism teaches control is an illusion. Instead, practice acceptance. Not passive surrender, but deep, conscious allowing. Accept that people will leave. Accept that your body will change. Accept that not every question has an answer. And in that radical acceptance, peace is born. It's not the peace of a perfect life. It's the peace of a free soul. Buddha said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Karma and meaning, transforming pain into wisdom. In Buddhism, the concept of karma doesn't mean punishment. It means cause and effect. Your actions shape your experience, but so does your response. You didn't choose all your pain, but you can choose what it becomes. Pain can harden your heart or soften it. It can make you bitter or it can make you wise. The great Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "No mud, no lotus." The lotus, the symbol of enlightenment, grows only in the dark, sticky mud. Your pain is that mud. And your peace, the wisdom, the insight, the compassion you grow from it, is the lotus. The story of Kisa Gotami, a mother's grief and enlightenment. There's a powerful Buddhist story about a woman named Kisa Gotami. Her only child died, and she was overcome with unbearable grief. She went from house to house, begging for medicine to bring her son back. Finally, someone sent her to the Buddha. The Buddha said, "Yes, I can help you. But first, bring me a mustard seed from a household where no one has ever lost a loved one." She went to every home, but in each, someone had lost a father, a sister, a friend. Eventually, she realized, death is universal. Grief is shared. Pain connects us all. And in that realization, something shifted. She returned to the Buddha, not with a mustard seed, but with new wisdom. She laid her child to rest, and her healing began. Daily practices to turn pain into peace. So how do you apply all this in real life? Here are 5 simple practices drawn from Buddhist teachings. 1. Daily mindfulness meditation. Sit in silence. Breathe. Watch your thoughts like passing clouds. Let the pain be seen. 2. Metta practice, loving kindness. Send loving wishes to yourself and others, especially when your heart is heavy. 3. Journaling with awareness. Ask yourself, what is this pain teaching me? What attachment am I holding? Where am I resisting? 4. Ritual of letting go. Write down what you're holding on to. Burn it, bury it, or release it into water as a symbolic act of surrender. 5. Contemplate impermanence. Look at the changing clouds, the falling leaves, your breath, and remember, this pain will pass. The quiet strength within you. Pain changes you, but how it changes you is your choice. You can run from it and be haunted. You can resist it and be broken. Or you can face it with presence, with courage, with compassion. And in doing so, you become something new. You become free. Not because pain disappeared, but because it no longer owns you. In the silent strength of your heart, a deeper truth begins to echo. This pain did not destroy me. It taught me how to live. That is the way of the Buddha. That is the path of peace. That is the beginning of your healing.